We're touring a home with an amazing view in the hills west of Austin, Texas. This home has tall ceilings, 6 bedrooms, upgrades everywhere, but I have to go back to the views because you're going to be surprised at how many windows in this home capture the beauty here west of Austin, Texas. Now, this is the Llano plan. It was built by Scott Felder Homes in 2023, and you can currently buy this home, but it is off market. So I'm going to show you how you can access the list price and details on this home later on in this video. Now, like I mentioned before, tall ceilings are going to be everywhere. You see that here right when you walk in the front door. You're also going to see that in the living room, which we're going to get right out to because this really starts to capture the beauty that's here west of Austin, Texas. Now, we're in a community called Rough Hollow, which is located in Lakeway, Texas. And if you don't know anything about this area, Rough Hollow is one of the largest master plan communities in this area, and there's so many different sections. And what people are talking about this section is it's all about the new elementary school that was built walking distance from this home, as well as all the amazing amenities that are in this neighborhood. I'm going to cover all of that in this video, but the first thing I want to do is look up one more time because you have to see these tall ceilings and wait until you see the view off of those transom windows when we get upstairs. There's also so many rooms in this home that captures the beauty here. I'm going to keep coming back to that because you have to see it all. Now, this home is over 4,000 square feet. Like I mentioned before, it's got 6 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms, 2-story plan. It's got a 3-car garage, and there are so many rooms in this home that people want in their forever home. But we got to start right here in the kitchen because I think people love kitchens like this where they did a large kitchen island. It even has posts on either side. You see 4 bar stools there, so that kind of gives you an indication on size. But what I think I like most about this kitchen, because some of my clients tell me they want a fun design in their kitchen, this small tile in a chevron pattern that has so many different shades in it going all the way up to the ceiling following this vent hood is something that stands out. It's something that, other than the view, when you get out to this main living area, it's one of the first things you notice because I think it plays so well off of that cabinet color. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Of course, we got built-in appliances on the side. We got a single basin sink right here, but it all is about the view. Wait until we get into that dining room area where there's so many windows on each wall, it feels like you're a part of the outdoor space. But while we're here in the kitchen, take a look at that single basin sink I was telling you about. I like how as your eyes go up, it follows all the tall ceilings that you have there in the main living area. And then, like I mentioned before, we have built-in KitchenAid appliances. Now, when I mentioned that there are so many rooms that capture the beauty that's here in this home, you'd be surprised. One of those rooms is actually the primary bathroom, where there's a view off the side of this home. And because the neighbor on the right side of this home, they're built a little bit in front of this home that we're in, so you get a little bit more of a view off the right side of this home. But on the left side here, we got the dining area, and we got a patio, and so much that captures the greenery that's behind this home. But I also got to focus on the furniture that's here. Now, you're usually not buying a home for the furniture that's in it, although you technically can make an offer and include those things in there. But I like this 8-seater table and the shape of it. I think it fits perfectly in this area. But imagine taking your morning cup of coffee here, or long day at work, you come back from work, you want to grab a snack. It's so nice to look over your shoulder. You got that beautiful kitchen, you got that open living room, and then you got nothing but greenery off the back of your home. Now, I want to shoot a little bit of a disclaimer here, and it's not much of a disclaimer because you're going to see it in front of us. This home does have a great view that looks out for miles. There's tons of greenery here. I am recording this in February, so there isn't as much greenery as I think there would be in the spring, but there is also electrical wires going back there. I feel like when I'm back here, it's not like they're right up in my face. It's 98% greenery, beauty, the skyline. On the left side, there is a little bit more of a electrical pole, which we'll see here in a second. And so I do want to call that out. I know you can also see it yourself. It is there on the left side, but I do think this home is situated in a way where, do you see that home to the left of us? They're a little bit further back To the right of us, though, that home is a little bit further, closer to the road. So that's where we get all this open space, and that's what we're looking at. And I think with the primary bedroom being on the right side of this home, primary bathroom's there, also the game room upstairs is on the right side of the home. A lot of that captures the beauty that is on the right side of this home. And that's why I think for this property at this square footage, over 4,000 square feet, with these views that you see here off the right side of this home, I think you would be surprised at the price point of this home. And if you want to know what that price point is, just know that I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas. I've represented clients with 21 different builders. I have multiple clients under contract around this square footage, a lot that love views off the back of their homes. So I know the options that are out there. And I got to tell you, at this price point, I think it's a really interesting option. So if you want to know that price, scan the QR code that's up on the screen right now. That will populate a text message that goes to my cell phone where it will specify this exact property, and I'll text you back the price. And I won't text you back from there, but if you want to know more information, we can have a conversation or set something up. Now, if you're watching this on your cell phone, just text the number at the bottom of the description of this video, rough, hollow, off market. I'll know what home you're referring to, and then I'll send you back the price from there. Now, there is so much still to see in this home. We do, by the way, have plumbing on the left side as well as a gas stub out. So you could do an outdoor kitchen when looking at this patio from this angle. I'm talking about the left side there that's right off of this patio. So a great room to put in an outdoor kitchen there. But there's still so much to see here on the inside of the home. Like, wait until we get to the primary bedroom and bathroom next. But I want to first show you this living room because I don't think we saw this in detail. We do have a fireplace to the left side. We have a TV up above the fireplace, but I think you could easily put that to the right where it's a little bit more centered, like right here in front of me. Let me know what you think about this. Would you rather have it above that white vase, or do you like it up on that fireplace? What I do know people like is right off of the left shoulder, you can just see for miles off of that right side of the home. And to get that from your couch is amazing. And one thing to note, I'm actually shooting this on a cell phone. This is my iPhone. It does shoot in 4K, and I can go up and show you the tall ceilings and the opening that goes up into the game room area, which I think is fantastic. But you know, one thing to note, it's hard to capture the views that are here, especially when you can see for miles. And I can tell you right now, this video does not do it justice. And so if you want to see this in person, go ahead and shoot me a message, or when you text me the off-market info, we'll get you set up where you can see this in person. Because you got to see the primary bedroom. Like, when you walk into this primary bedroom, it not only has a lot of space, you know, we got a dresser on the left side. There's a lot of room here. And I say that because this home has 6 bedrooms. There's also a study at the front of the home. There's also another room upstairs off of the game room that I think so many people want. But you still get these spacious rooms. You get this view of all this lush greenery off the back of the home. And it just makes it feel like everything has so much more space when you have that view. But I think in this plan, it's all about the primary bathroom, and that's what really Scott Felder is known for. They're known for their big patios and primary bathrooms. And if you don't know what that means, like, how can you really make a primary bathroom look incredible? Here's how. The view off the freestanding tub is unbelievable. I like how the sellers put some shades in there. You could also put blinds in there where the view is still captured, but nobody can see in the primary bathroom. But I think we got to focus on the walk-in shower because this is amazing. Past that freestanding tub, well, I should say I do like that backsplash that's back there. It really flows with all the upgrades that are here. But if you're a tub person, this is your relaxing, this is your zen moment. Imagine you get up and that's your view off the right side of your home. Amazing. And I also have to say, this is really captured because that home, again, is closer to the road than the home that we're in. And then we also have a separate vanity space next to the sink here. But I'm going to go back to the walk-in shower because you may not notice the shower has 2 shower heads on either side. And it's so big they didn't even need a door. And that same backsplash across the freestanding tub is right here in the primary bathroom. I think it just provides some great texture on the walls. It keeps everything very light and bright. And you may not even see it, the 3 windows that are frosted for privacy are bringing in so much natural light in here. And I think for so many people that come to the Austin metro area, they say, hey, I love the idea of moving to Austin because it's beautiful. I want to be in the beautiful areas. Like, where are they? Where are the rolling hills? Where's the topography? I want to find this hidden gem in the middle of Texas, and I want to live in it. And when they say that, Rough Hollow is one of the communities that I think of. I'll give you one tough part about Rough Hollow in a second, but I'll tell you, when so many people tell me they want those things, the beauty, the greenery, they also say they want tall ceilings, windows, natural light, and they call me from areas like Seattle. A lot of people call me from Seattle. A lot of people moving here because of Amazon, Microsoft. Maybe they're in tech, or maybe they're just tired of the gray in Seattle. And don't get me wrong, I love Seattle. I actually met my wife at a wedding in Seattle. It's a beautiful area. But I do find for people that live in Seattle, a lot of people at that wedding that live there, they just constantly complain about the constant rain. Also, Bay Area in California, or really anywhere along California, there's so many areas that are beautiful along California, but they can't do the high taxes, they can't do the high cost of living, and when they see the prices on homes like this and what you can get, and it's light and bright, it's got so much natural light coming in from the windows, and it's got greenery, it really resonates with people that are looking to move cross country because they want these areas that are beautiful. Now, by the way, in the primary closet that we saw there, it did have a separate entrance to the laundry room. I think this is so good. I remember I'm laughing because I'm thinking of somebody who told me, I don't want to buy a home that doesn't have that door right there from the primary closet to the laundry. It's because their laundry where they lived in Seattle, was in the basement. So they constantly had to take their dirty laundry into the basement. They hated it, and they're like, this is what I want. I want a sink in my laundry area, and I want to be able to just pop in from my primary closet into my laundry. So let me know what you think about that. Is that something that you have to have? Because I've gotten it, and I love it. I laugh about it because it's awesome, and I want to get it for people. Now, we do have a mud bench here. What's cool is, and I didn't want to lift it up because I didn't know if the sellers had anything in there, but there is storage in that mud bench, and then there is a 3-car garage. Not a tandem, it's actually a 3-bay garage, meaning side to side to side are different garage bays, not a tandem. I didn't want to go in there. They had some cars there, some belongings in there, but just know it looks fantastic. It's a great garage. And then we still have a lot to see here on the first floor, which is surprising considering the space that we saw out there. We do have a 2nd bedroom downstairs, and there is a full bathroom off of this 2nd bedroom downstairs. So if you have maybe parents staying with you on the first floor, or somebody elderly, you don't want them going up and down the steps, you could easily make this into a bedroom. Or like what they did here, if you both work from home, maybe there's 2 people working from home in the home, maybe both spouses, then I think this is a great second study, because you could have this second study area for a desk, and then there's a separate, more formal study that has double doors that we'll see in a second. Now, this is going to be the full bathroom off of that bedroom. Got to turn on the lights so you can get the full picture here. It does have a walk-in shower, and it's a mud set. And what that means is there is floor tile there. If it's not a mud set, means it goes into the concrete, so you get a little bit of a dip in that shower, which is great. You don't have a huge lip like you do on an acrylic pan shower, which has a bigger lip, and it's also above the concrete, so not as ideal. But really good upgrades in here, like I mentioned. Very good build from Scott Felder. But I think what's most important about this home, other than the views, other than tall ceilings, other than the primary bathroom, and other than the tall ceilings when you come into this front door, that check out the natural light. Like, I can't make this up. This is a cell phone. There's just so much natural light coming in, even from the front door and that window up there. But it's got to be the study. And I think this study is so important because people who tell me that they are not maybe even in tech, but they still do work from home from time to time, and they want to have that formal study that's away from the main living area. So if you got people over, maybe they're in the main living room, maybe they're in the back patio, maybe they're upstairs in the game room, or that room off of the game room that we're going to get to in a few minutes here, then it's tough to get work done when your study's next to all these things. But when it's far away, you still get all this great privacy in the home. And that's unusual to have an open concept home, tall ceilings everywhere, but you still get privacy. You still get the rooms that you want, especially this being a 6-bedroom home. So there were 2 bedrooms that we saw downstairs, a study. We didn't see the 3-car garage, but if you want a video of that, I can always try to get it from the sellers. But there's still 4 bedrooms upstairs here and a game room that has an incredible view looking off the right side of this home. Now, a couple things I want to call out here. Even though this room is empty, I can tell you there's still a lot of space in here, and it does still feel open to the main living area. So if you wanted more of a private room up here to hang out, stick with me. I got one in a couple minutes. Also, what I want to point out is those homes in the distance off of these windows that you can see there. Those homes, there were 4 homes sold in the last 90 days in that section, and they all sold between $1.5 million and $2.7 million. Now, I know I can't give the price because this is off market, but I can tell you right now, we have a great view. Some of those homes were interior lots. Now, a lot of them were around 5,000 square feet, so definitely bigger than this home. But I can tell you right now, we are not even close to that price point range, and we are right down the street from homes that are much more expensive than this one. And if you know anything about real estate, that is great for future resale, because when you're the most expensive home in the neighborhood, that's really tough to sell. It's also tough to see growth in your price. But when you are next to homes like that, that is fantastic to have. Now, I was thinking that right now the electrical is up on that wall to put a TV there, but because you get a view from that side, I'm thinking you could probably put a furniture there, then furniture next to the windows. That's more of a chase, so you keep that window still free from there, and then your TV would be off the right side of these windows. That way you can put a couch right here, you can sit right here, capture the beauty off of those windows. Let me know what you think about that. That would be my preference. I know the electrical is not situated for that, but you could also just put electrical up on the wall. There is electrical all across those walls in the game room, and so it's easy to change that. But if you don't want to have a TV in there at all, and you just want to have a couch, some furniture, then you can make this into your media room. Now, we are pre-wired for speakers. We obviously have a separate area here where you do have windows, but you could easily black this out if you want to make it into a theater room. But what I have a lot of people telling me is they don't necessarily need a theater room. They just want to have a separate room where they can hang out, where if they have kids that take over the game room, their kids have toys, their kids have their own things, they want to have their own area up here that they can hang out in. Well, then you can make this into a separate hangout area, and you do have double doors there where you can enclose this space, and then it feels like its own private space. And we also have electrical up on the wall to hang a TV and all the things here, and to make this space whatever you want it to be. Now, I want to go back to price point for a second, because even though this is off market, I can send you a private message back with the price point. So if you didn't already scan the QR code earlier to shoot me a text, here's one that will send an email to me. But I gotta warn you, sometimes those emails go to my spam folder, and I can't check my spam folder every single day. I do try to check it at least once a week. But if I don't respond, it's probably because it went to spam. And then you can scan the QR code from earlier when I was outside, where it will send a text message to me, or you can find my number at the bottom of the description of this video, or I'll put that QR code where you can send a text message here at the end of this video. What I do want to keep showing you is that view, and this is the surprise. So it's a surprise. Here it is at a secondary bedroom upstairs. You get that view, and then even here they fit a window in on this bathroom. And I would say normally when they build the Llano plan, it's typically in a master plan community where you're building 5 feet off of the property line. So you're 5 feet away, your neighbor's 5 feet away, so you're 10 feet away from slab to slab. But because that home, I think I've said it 3 times now, I'll say it again, because that home is built on the right side of this home, closer to the road, we get a lot of great privacy off the right side of this home. And yes, electrical lines in the distance, but I gotta say, the amount of greenery that's here and the beauty that's here is absolutely incredible. And I'm gonna cover that here and things about Rough Hollow, the community that we're in right here. So what's unique about this area is the Colorado River nestles up right inside of Rough Hollow. So the Colorado River is actually, when I take that drone shot, I can send you the full one where it goes all the way out. It actually captures the Colorado River that's behind this home. Not right behind it, obviously, but in the distance, and it looks spectacular. Now, around the Colorado River, they have a yacht club, a marina, there's a community restaurant, there's amazing views throughout this community. There's different sections. Like there's a section in this community that has homes that are even like $3 to $6 million. It's unbelievable. There's just amazing custom homes around this area. And by the way, I'm not saying you need to be around wealth if you're buying this home, but I am saying that these are the communities that take off in the future. If you want to know what does well, it is the prestigious communities that people want to be in, that have so many things that people want. And some of these things, people definitely want them, right? Like there's 2 tram cards for transportation to in and out of the water. There's fuel pumps. There's complimentary kayaks, there's paddle boards, and then inside the community there's a fitness center. There's also a separate amenity center that has a lazy river, has just so much going on in it. You know, splash pad, there's an adult pool with a swim up bar, there's a playscape, there's an amphitheater where they do like live music, and then all of the things like dog park, soccer field, tennis, pickleball, basketball, sand volleyball. I could keep going on and on and on, but this is a community that they don't just have an amenity just to check a box, right? I see that, right? There are master plan communities where they're like, they just put it in a small pool and there's like a mini playscape area that like 2 kids can play on in the entire community. And it's like, okay, they were just trying to check a box. And that's so annoying when you see that because it's just like something that they want to add on a flyer. But that's not the case here in Rough Hollow. They clearly have, they go above and beyond in terms of amenities. But I got to go back to beauty. Just driving through this community is unbelievable. I can tell you how many times I've had people reach out to me from YouTube and they say they want to be around beauty. And when we drive into the community, we don't even look at a house and they're like, this is amazing. This community is unbelievable. Like, I can't even believe the drive. Like, they get excited just getting out of their car, and we haven't even seen a home yet. And that is what Rough Hollow does to people. It just makes them fall in love with the beauty that's here in these hills west of Austin, Texas. One thing I want to also go back to is schools. So close by to this home is Rough Hollow Elementary School. When I say walking distance, like literally, I think it takes like 60 seconds to walk from this house to the elementary school. It's very, very close by. And then the middle school is 1.6 miles away. That's Lake Travis Middle School. And of course, these technically could get rezoned, although I'm not sure how it would be possible for an elementary that's walking distance and a middle school that's 1.6 miles away to be rezoned away from this home. But I guess it is possible, and I got to say that as a disclaimer. But it's so great to have all these things close by. Amenities, beauty, schools, I mean, just open concept homes. I mean, there's so much that you can do here inside of this home, but outside of it and what's around it is just absolutely incredible. And I have to go back to lifestyle. The lifestyle is amazing here. What so many people tell me is they feel like it's like resort living. And that's where, if you look at the population trends over the last 5 years in the United States, it's live where you play. People go to areas where they usually just play, but now they want to live there. And that is Rough Hollow in a nutshell. People love the lifestyle here, and the idea that they can live out here rather than just travel to Austin and go to its suburbs, go to its beauty, the hills that are around here, go to it as like a destination or just like a travel spot. They want to live here, and that's what Rough Hollow is all about. So if you want details on this home, if you want the price, go ahead and scan this QR code. It will go to a text message that is sent to my cell phone, and I'll send you back the price. And then if you want to have a conversation from there, you want to know what your options look like, then we can have a chat. We can set up a call from there. And then I did want to hear from you in the comments. What did you think about these upgrades in the kitchen? What did you think about that view off the back of the home and that upstairs and everything that's going on in this home? I want to hear from you. Hope that helps. Take care, everyone.